Okay, so these are the observations which we need to know. Next, after this, these are the formulas which are needed to calculate the coefficient of discharge of our orifice meter. So here capital X, H is what everything already we have seen in your Venturi meter topic. So Q discharge, actual discharge, critical discharge, coefficient of discharge. These are the formulas required. Next, this is our tabular column. Okay, almost same tabular column here also. So this experiment also we are going. So what we are using again, it works. So again, this orifice meter is also working on the principle of Bernoulli's principle, where total energy at first position, but section 1 is equal to total energy at section 2. So which is given by P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2, where P1 by rho g is potential energy, kinetic energy, and datum energy head. So these three terms will be there in your Bernoulli's equation. So that concept we are using here for the two sections of your Venturi meter. Nothing but for the section 1 we are going to say, for the section 2 also we are going to say. So total energy at the first section is equal to the total energy at the second section. So this is the concept we are going to use for solving the remaining thing, for finding the discharge or coefficient of discharge. Right. After that we are going to draw the graph, and next we need to draw the result of this. Right now, I will show the video of the experiment which is taken in our lab. So first, if you see, yes. Yes, are you able to see the screen video? Yes, please reply. Anybody? Can you see the screen?
No, sir.
Yes. No.
No, sir.
Video. Can you see the video?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. It's not visible.
I'll start sharing again. Just hold on. Yes, now you see. Now can you see?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes. Okay, right. Right. So if you see the image, if you see the screen now, last class we have seen this, where we have seen for the Venturi meter. So this pipe which is there at the top side is connected to Venturi meter, and today we are going to see the orifice meter. So this is the orifice meter, where a small thin plate is kept between two flanges, which is connected to this pipe. Okay, this is the orifice meter, and here you can see one pipe is connected to the inlet. Nothing but before your orifice meter, one pipe is connected, and after the orifice meter, one pipe is connected. So these two pipes are connected to your U-tube differential manometer to show the pressure difference here. This difference we can calculate. So what we need to do before starting the experiment, we need to close the walls which are connected to these two pipes, and we need to open the walls which are connected to these two pipes. Right. So that will be done first. Later we are going to start the experiment, and here through this pipe we need to close the wall which is there, which goes to the discharge. That's what we are, which goes to the collecting tank. One wall will be there at the end, that should be closed again. So this one. So for the top pipe, this is the thing which we need to close. Similarly, these are the walls which we need to close here. These two. So these two are connected to your first pipe, that should be closed, and the pipes which are connected to your orifice meter should be kept on. Right. So this is your collecting tank whose cross sectional area. cross-sectional area. But you can see this top side, that will be the cross-section at the bottom also. So the cross-sectional area is 25 centimeters by 25 centimeters. But length is 25 centimeter and breadth is 25 centimeter. And this is a piezometer, which is connected to your collecting tank, where you will find, we will know the 10 centimeters rise. We can see this rise, how much rise is happening in this, you can see. So we need to find the time taken for the 10 centimeters rise when we are doing the experiment, right? So this is called your reservoir, where water will be filled before starting of your experiment. Always the water should be there. Okay. And this is your YouTube differential manometer, for which we have your manometric fluid as mercury here. So the specific gravity of this mercury is 13.6, and the fluid which is flowing in our pipes is just water. So the specific gravity of water is 1. Right, and this is the valve which is used for regulating the flow. So what happens as we rotate this, we can change the starting point here. Nothing but we can increase or decrease this to get the initial readings of left side limb reading and right side limb reading. These are called as limbs, left limb and right limb, LIMB, limb. Right, so we need to find the H1 value as the left limb reading, H2 value as the right limb reading. Nothing but mercury level you have to find here. So what is we can see a scale here. So where the mercury level is there, that reading we need to take on the scale. And this is a pump which is used for circulating the water or sending the water through these pipes. Now what happens, as we close this wall at the end, the water will be filled, but no use of that. So next the water will enter to this pipe only, where because the wall will be opened there. So what happens, the water will flow through the pipe, and next it will flow through the orifice which is connected in the middle of the pipe, and the pressure differences will be noted in the manometer. Right, now we'll start the experiment. Two pipes, one connected to ventimeter, one connected to orifice. This is your YouTube manometer with manometric fluid as mercury. These are the pipes connected to venturimeter as well as orifice meter. Bottom one is your orifice meter. This one. See here, just a very small thin gap is there where we have a small plate in the thin plate with a circular hole. This pipe is your outlet, nothing but second pipe. This is the first inlet pipe connected to the pipe before the orifice and after the orifice. Then water will flow through this pipe, and at last we'll collect the water in the collecting tank. And then we are going to find the time taken for the 10 centimeters rise of water in the collecting tank. So this is a scale which shows the 10 centimeters reading. Right. Before starting the pump, just you need to close it completely. Then we need to start it, open the valve, so that the regulation water will flow through the pipes. And here you can see the difference of the readings now. So as you regulate the valve, you can increase the pressure or decrease the pressure. So what you will do, first you regulate it so that it stops at some point. Suppose if you see at one point here, 12, if you see here, 12 or 14, okay, 12. So at 12, I am stopping the regulating valve so that I am getting H1 and H2 now. So this is the reading. So on the scale, you can see where it is being seen reading. So this value number, what number you can see here is your H1 reading. Similarly, the number which you can see on the scale exactly to the level of this mercury is your H2 value. So H1 is the left limb reading and H2 is the right limb reading. Differential manometer, left limb reading H1 in centimeter, differential manometer, right limb reading H2 in centimeters. So these are the two readings which we'll take in the experiment, right? So next, after taking these two readings, H1 and H2, next we need to go for the collection of water in your collecting tank. So before that, just open the wall of the collecting tank so that water gets emptied, tank gets emptied, then close the wall, then check the piezometer which is connected here. So here, the water level slightly increases from here. So what you do at certain point, for example, here, if you are going to do, from here, I am going to start. So start your stopwatch here. So from here up to 10 centimeters, how much time it is taking to fill the 10 centimeters rise, that you need to calculate by using your stopwatch. So for 10 centimeters rise, so around 10.9 seconds. So that will be your first reading. So what are the readings which are taking? from experiment, H1 value in centimeter, H2 value in centimeters, and always H value is 10 centimeters because we are going to collect only 10 centimeters rise in the collecting time. So that is 10 centimeters. And what is the time taken for that 10 centimeters rise? So capital T, time is equals to in seconds. Time is equals to dash, something you'll get like 10 seconds in for this first reading. So 10 seconds, he got the reading. So H1, H2 and T values we need to note down. So similarly, what you have to do now, again, you need to regulate your wall to get the second reading. So increase this up to 1 centimeter. Already you have 11 here. So increase this, slightly regulate the wall. You'll get your second reading. Right after increasing, what you'll get your second reading as again H1 and H2 second reading. So in that way, we need to calculate 4 readings. We need to take 4 readings by regulating the wall 4 times. So 1 centimeter you can increase in the right limb. Slowly you will get your 4 readings. So after doing that, you are going to calculate the remaining part, that is coefficient of discharge we need to calculate. Right. So please take your observation notes. Everybody, please take your observation note. Randomly, I'll ask someone to show their calculation part. And I think last class I have informed to please write your records as early as we complete your experiment. So today I will ask someone to show their record now. Please keep it with you. Those who have written their record, please raise your hand here. I want to see how many of you have written the first experiment, 1A venturimeter. Anybody? 4. Why I'm telling to write now? Because at the end, if you want to write again, what you will do? At the same time, you will have your exams also. So maybe this may continue up to your last semester, full semester also. So what you will do at the end? It will be very difficult to write all the experiments at once. So that's why I'm telling to write when you have time at present now. So immediately, because you're getting 1 week time for the next lab of this. So within that 1 week, you can complete that. Don't waste your time. Good. Many of you have written, around 10 people have written. Whatever the others, please complete it. This is your work only you need to do, because at the end you don't get that much time. You need to read at the time for the exams as well as you need to complete this. So better do your work now only to complete the record work. Okay. Don't waste time. Those who have written, it is very good. Others, please write. I will see in the next lab. Today I am giving the chance also, because last class also I said I will check in this class. Right at the end, I will ask again. Those are showing here hands, I will ask them to show in the last. Okay. Right. Please write down this in the observation notes. At the exams time, you need to bring your observation as well as record, because I will check the observation also. Right. Please write down. Name of the experiment you can write. Calibration of orifice meter. Right here, orifice meter. Right. After that, write down the aim of the experiment to determine the coefficient of discharge. CD denotes coefficient of discharge. This is a symbol for coefficient of discharge. CD, C suffix D of a given orifice meter. Note down the observations. Diameter of the pipe. Diameter of the pipe D1 equal to 2.4 centimeter. Next, diameter of the orifice taken as D2 equal to 1.35 centimeter. Write down all these things, observations. We need to know this for the calculation part. If you have finished writing, please inform me. We go for the next slide. Next, if you see here, area of the collecting tank, capital A, length into breadth, 625, 25 into 25, 625. Next, area of the pipe at the entry, A1 equal to, what is the formula for finding the cross-sectional area of the pipe? Anybody please tell what is the formula for calculating cross-sectional area of the pipe?
Pi by 4 d1 square, sir.
Right. So since it is the pipe, you can see the diameter is d1. So write down here formula A1 equal to pi by 4 d1 square. Pi by 4 d1 square. Tell the value of calculate it and tell the value to me. Pi by 4 d1 square. D1 value is 2.4 centimeter. So we'll get A1.
4.
Yes, mute yourself. It is not audible clearly. 4.523,
523, sir. 4.523.
4.523 centimeter square. So this is the area for your pipe. Next, find the area of the orifice.
4.52.
Here is 5.4, pi by 4 d2 square. So A2 equal to, tell Sanjay.
Yes, sir. 1.43, sir.
Sanjay, mute yourself. It is not audible clearly. Some
Hello.
problem is there.
1.431, sir. Sir, 1.43.
1.43. Okay. So 4.523 is your cross-sectional area of the pipe. 1.43 is your area of the orifice. Next, specific gravity is denoted by, for mercury, Sm. S suffix m you can have to write, not like this. Okay, you write there. Sm, S suffix m equal to 13.6. Specific gravity of water, Sw equal to 1. Okay. Next, for calculation part, we need these formulas. This will come already in the table. Okay. Right, please join immediately after the 10 minutes. Next, so this is the tabular column which we need. Please copy the tabular column. And we are going to take 4 readings. Copy it fastly. Charan. 324. 324, Charan. 324. 46, Harsha. Right, copy the tabular column, please. And now you can see what is H1 means. H1 is the differential manometer reading in the left limb. Differential manometer, left limb reading. And H2 is differential manometer, right limb reading. I've shown you already what is H1 and H2 there. Next, this is H. Nothing but for collecting tank, we are going to take how many centimeters rise? 10 centimeters. So always H value is 10 centimeters for all the 4 readings. So time taken for this 10 centimeter rise in the collecting tank, we are going to calculate for 4 readings. Right. So next X equal to H1 minus H2. So X is the differential manometer reading. Next capital H is differential manometer reading in terms of water. So the formula for finding that is capital H equal to X into SM. So SM is nothing but specific gravity of mercury. SW is specific gravity of water. SM by SW minus 1. Yes, who is that? Mute yourself. Right. So if you see here, SM by SW value is 13.6 by 1. So always it is 13.6. Jayant, mute yourself. 13.6 minus 1 is 12.6. So directly this value into 12.6, if you do, it will be very easy for calculation. 13.6 by 1 is 13.6 minus 1 is 12.6. So X into 12.6, all the 4. Next Q actual is discharge, actual discharge created. So that is capital A, cross-sectional area of the tank, into that rise of that tank, that is H centimeters, 10 centimeters rise. And what is the time taken for that 10 centimeters rise? Cross-sectional area of the tank into time taken, sorry, H is the 10 centimeters rise, T is the time taken for the rise of H in the tank. Next Q theoretical. So we have formula for that, A1 and A2. So here A1 is nothing but cross-sectional area of the pipe. Here instead of A2, in some books or records, they'll show it as A0. So A0 or A2 is both are same. A0 is nothing but cross-sectional area of your orifice. A2 also no problem. A2 is the cross-sectional area of your orifice meter. Next under root, this is full root under root of 2G capital H. This is capital H. The value which you get here, you have to substitute here, divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square. So after calculating Q actual and Q theoretical, we can find coefficient of discharge as it is a ratio of Q actual by discharge actual by discharge theoretical. Okay. So now I'm going to give you a first reading and you need to calculate it. Please keep your calculus with you. I will ask some students to tell the answers here. You need to calculate and tell me. Okay. So the first reading H1 for the first reading is 16 and H2 is 14.3. Next, we will take 10 centimeters rise and the time taken for this 10 centimeters ride is 36 seconds. Okay. Now calculate X value first. H1 minus H2. So that is 16 minus 14.3. 1.7. Now calculate the remaining 4 values. Don't give answers to me. I'll ask the students, they need to answer. Those who are not answering, I'll keep absent for them. Okay. After my class, I'll put that attendance also in your group. You can check whether I'm keeping absent or not. Please concentrate. Don't waste time. Calculate it. So what is the value of H? $305. Sandeep will answer first. 19H51A0 305. Sandeep.
Sure.
Yes, calculate H value and tell me.
Sir, H value is 21.42, sir.
21.42. Right. Okay, Sandeep. Thank you. Next, calculate Q actual value. Already area value you have found out. In your observations, you can check capital A equal to 625. What is H here? H is the 10 centimeters rise and T is the 36 seconds for the first reading. Now calculate Q actual. (24). Charan. If you are not answering, it is absent only. Simply sitting is waste. Charan, reply please. Okay, absent. 24 absent, right? Next, 18, 318. Shivateja. Shivateja. Next, 17. Nikash, huh? What is this? Nikash. 370.
Yes, sir, 1 second. I'm doing.
Okay, okay. Calculate and tell. I'll wait. So 3. Yes. Copy the observations. Already I said before only to copy this because we need this to calculate the tabular column.
So 173.6, sir.
173.6. Anything after 6?
1.
1, right. Next, calculate Q theoretical. (322). Siddiqui. 322.
21.11.
Yes, who's that? Finished
I'm
asking?
Siddiq, sir.
Okay. Tell the answer.
Sir, I'm
Siddiq.
not sure. Just check once, sir. I got 21.11.
Which one? Q theoretical.
Yes, sir.
Yes, do it again. It's wrong, I think. That much small number will not come.
Okay.
Do it. Take time and do. Don't waste. Use Calci. What you are using? Phone or Calci?
Calci, sir.
Okay. Then you will get the right answer only. This is under root fully to 2gh. Full root. Similarly, down also it is full root for a1 square minus a2 square. Yes, only 1 minute time left. Please join immediately. In middle, it will stop the screen sharing. Immediately join again. Some students are joined just now only.